I didn't take on their way of life. That's very clear. I didn't take on their way of life. Although I try to connect with them, make relationship with them, I listen to them, I understand them, I didn't take on their way of life. I kept my bearings in Christ. I kept my principle. But I enter into their world and try to experience things from their point of view. Now, why is that important? It's because if we are gospel-filled and if we have the right motivation, that is that we feel that God has entrusted us with gifts and entrusted us with the mission, and we try to live out the gospel-filled life with the right motivation, we have to be principled adapters. That means that we have our principles in Christ, biblical values, but still understand where people are and living with them, understanding them. Just like when my a few daughters grew up, they try to go downtown. They went to downtown to join a ministry called Sanctuary. Actually, that Sanctuary downtown in Toronto downtown actually is reaching to the homeless and the oppressed. And these people have addictions and all kinds of problems, but guided by some youth pastors, my daughters went down and lived. So certain weeks they actually lived together in a place called Sanctuary, and the Sanctuary for these poor people, for the needy people, for the brokenhearted. And they started. I observed that my daughters started to learn and understand where these people are, why they have become how they are living. And I'm still a very traditional Chinese parent. When the first time the other church, when I was in another church and I was still a congregant, and the youth pastor brought my daughters to Sanctuary, I have a little bit concern, I have to confess. But as they were transformed by what they saw, and as I visited also with them to those places, I can see what Paul is saying in this particular, on these verses. You have to try to experience things from their point of view, otherwise you do not understand how to share your gospel to other people. And I'll just fly through a few examples. The reason why I put principle adapter is that principle is that you don't change, biblical value don't change, the gospel don't change, but adapters, just like adapters, when you go travel the world, you have one adapters. You can go to Europe, you can go to Africa, you can go to Hong Kong, China, Japan, wherever, you put in the plug, and they can transmit the electricity. Just like the gospel, through you can transmit effectively to other people. But the thing is, the trick is, you have to put the right country, right? If you put North American plug into Japanese plug, I don't think it works. And that's exactly the problem. So the principle is that this adapter does not change, but they have to adapt to different countries, different places.